Welcome to the second episode of the Eleme podcast, where we dive into the most pressing issues affecting the youth today. In this episode, we're tackling a topic that both timely and crucial: why Eleme youths have been stereotyped and what is the way forward. My name is Sammy Popo. Stereotypes can be limiting, damaging, and often perpetuate negative narrative about young people. They can affect how they are perceived, how they perceive themselves, and even influence their opportunities and outcome. But we are not just here to discuss the problem, we are also exploring the solutions. How can we work together to break down these stereotypes and change the narrative? What strategies can be employed to empower the Eleme youth and help them reach their full potential? Joining me today is the incredible Mr. Victory Buruki from Abuncha community, a renowned expert youth and social impact activist. He is also a passionate advocate for changing the narrative around the youth. Let's listen.
Let me quickly say something on why Eleme youth have been stereotyped and what is the way forward. Now, you see, when a people have been stereotyped, or what is stereotype? Stereotype is a particular feeling about a people, certain way, just like it is generally. Sometimes this stereotype, sometimes it is not 100%. In fact, stereotypes thrive more on generalization, using a past to generalize, using a part to conclude for a whole. So you can use a part of a thing and say, because these 2, 3, 4, 5 persons are like this, the whole of these people are like this. So it's just like saying, because you met 5, 6, 7 Akwa Ibom people who eat dogs, you say the whole of Akwa Ibom people eat dogs. There are people who detest eating of dogs who are still Akwa Ibom. So that is the same situation with Eleme youth. They have been stereotyped. The stereotyping that came to them is based on the actions of few Eleme persons. And remember, Eleme is not living. Eleme youth are not staying in vacuum. They are staying in a society, in a community where both strangers and both indigenous are all staying there. People from different tribes. But then when particular people keep saying a particular thing, in as much as I don't buy to stereotype. I don't say stereotype should be used as a yardstick to judge the collective character behavior of a people. But I still tell you that when a particular group of people have punctured on a particular thing over and over again, there are likelihoods of it being true. We have people who stay in Eleme, Akwa Ibom people stay in Eleme, Ogoni people stay in Eleme, the Igbos, the Hausas, the Yorubas, mixed tribe of people who are dwelling in Eleme, and then you still keep hearing that this Eleme part, this is Eleme part like that, and it has become over and over. The chances of this thing being true is there, and it calls for immediate attention to it. Number one, why Eleme youth have been stereotyped? Why Eleme youth have been stereotyped is, one, we as a people, the Eleme youth as a people, one, it's based on our mentality. Our mentality has led to this stereotype. Our involvement in certain activities have led to this stereotype. The stereotype you're talking about, is it a negative stereotype? We'll have to streamline the topic though. Is it a negative stereotype about us? Because there are positive stereotypes, there are also negative stereotypes. Is it a positive stereotype or negative? But I know the context of this topic is a negative stereotype about us. The stereotype could be, you see, an Eleme man will not stand for truth so long as it pertains to a stranger. That is what most of them believe. That if it's so long as it's a stranger, they will not stand for the truth. They will defend them. They will support their self. Is that a way? What is the way forward for that? The way forward for this is, one, as a people, regardless whether our brother is involved, truth should be called its right name. Whether it's your brother, whether it's an Eleme person like this, a stranger. Before, they used to say, there's a story they used to say in Eleme, they will say, if an Eleme man sees a stranger and his brother fighting, an Eleme man and a stranger fighting, Eleme man will be talking in English, say, why are you beating him now? Leave him. And he will be saying in Eleme, far, sibie, kajirari, piobo, and he will be saying in English, brother, leave him, no fight, I'm not saying this man is a stranger now. But now, those things are true in the real sense, regardless of who is involved. So long as it's their brother, they don't care. They want to defend it. That was the era when love was still when love was even still holding sway. Eleme, for now, this topic, this scenario does not hold water, because now you see an attack of an Eleme man against his fellow Eleme man. Illogical attack. You see an Eleme man mobilizing to bring down a fellow Eleme man. In fact, this stereotype most majorly in our political life has been mostly like this. Mostly like this. This is how our life is. An Eleme man will go and backbite, gossip behind the back of the other Eleme man just to remove him and all the rest. Now, for the youth who are supposed to be a vehicle of change, we are still told in the same line. You see, some people who are graduates, the next thing they do is to start flocking behind the politicians. They don't want to work. In fact, when you say they don't want to work, it is not 100% true, but it amounts to a high level of truth. They don't want to work. They just want you to open office for them. Let them be collecting money. If you give them responsibility, remember, you give him responsibility, give him work in day who he will sell his work, his chance, and sell it off, and somebody should be paying him peanut. What are they really staying at home to do? Like, the mentality of a hustling youth is not in them. The youths have been stereotyped based on their mentality. But in as much as I said from the app initial that stereotype could not be 100% true, but it holds larger percent truth in it. There are still youth who are trying to change the narrative for themselves. I've seen some youth who are doing well for themselves outside this stereotype that exists. But then the call for the stereotype is a call for Eleme to change his mentality, to change his way of thinking. And let me wrap it up at this point.